You can, Max. Don't feel like you don't have a say here, please.
Uh, I don't know, man. I've seen loners get their head blown off for having a zombie hand. I just can't sympathize with them.
It's, well, it's funny that you say that. Um, I have this. Okay, let me start by telling you a story. Um, I it was a normal day like any other. I had accomplished my chores around the FOB, which is mostly just making sure that the artifacts in the area, the anomalous samples in the area, have been collected. That artifacts by name. And I was returning to the FOB. Uh, Much to my surprise, the Free Stalkers are at the compound and having a conversation with one of my doctors, one of my colleagues. Uh, they're trying to warn us about Svoboda in the area. Apparently up north of the checkpoint near the Poltergeist village. Have you been there, Max? Often?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
Like by
okay.
the old fob.
Yes, yes, absolutely.
Yeah, yeah. I'm there all the time.
So, we were warned of their movements in the area, be it true or not. So we shelter, and the Free Stalkers are escorted outside the compound. And wouldn't you know it, there are freedom forces in the area. They there. It was unfortunate that at the time, I believe it was a Dole conscript. Were you there? Oh, Marco. Privyet. I apologize for not addressing you directly.
Нет, I
What
was not there
the
at the time.
fuck?
Uh,
We're just having a nice chat, man. Sit down.
Who are you?
I'm sorry. I shouldn't introduce myself. I'm Technician Badimski. How do you do?
I'm good, Brett. Put it there.
Oh, yes. There you are. Ah, see?
Uh, oh well. Enjoy your stay. I'm just gonna be fucking around.
Oh, it's a day off. I love it. Anyway, back to my story. Um, there's a dog combatant of any kind, perhaps a soldat, perhaps a conscript. I don't remember quite.
Yeah, yeah.
And things turn violent obviously against our will. But this is after the fact that the Svoboda had taken two of my colleagues, as bargaining chips, let's say, outside the compound. After they had thoroughly I apologize, coming in the middle of a story. And I don't feel like repeating. After they had come in and cleared the compound, or at least to their understanding, I was still in one of the buildings while my two colleagues were being interrogated. Um, After the interrogation had happened, I didn't hear much. The the combatants of that day that had won the day, obviously the Svoboda, um, left them in a tiny room with a grenade, and uh, my involvement in that situation, these people that I had grown to know and love, um, I'm sorry, they they were just pieces of flesh and red mist on the walls just outside my home. Um,
Oh, I know what he's talking about.
so my I now I don't even know where I was going with this story. What I mean to say is it takes me it takes immeasurable power or strength, perhaps, not power, um, to be willing to go into the home and disarm myself as I have, or at least have offered to the same people who had performed such a thing on a brother and a sister not too long ago. But I have the belief that no one is no one is beyond the reach of forgiveness. No one should live their life living in the sins of their past or of their father's past. It should not happen. And I'm not sure if anybody else here shares that. Please, now I promise I'm done telling the story. Please weigh in.
Like I told you the other day, it's not personal. Three stalkers wanted to do it.
Feeling okay?
Weed.
Oh, your 3 BKM is showing 200. Also, you might want to address that.
I'm lazy.
Ah,
I
it
just
is-
don't reset it.
I mean, even if he had 200 microsieverts, 200 is not shit.
No.
Marco Ivanov on daily basis radiates himself up to 1500 microsieverts and reduces it back down.
Oh my goodness.
It is nothing, you know. I mean, you know, you say my goodness, but shit, what is best way to learn than to test out on research?
Sure. I guess that's true, but testing the limits of the human body, maybe not on yourself.
I mean, let me put it this way. My brother here to the left can attest to this. Just yesterday, a man came to us with, what was it, 3,200, 3,400 microsieverts showing on the 3 BKM.
3600.
3,600. Marco Ivanov addressed it, told his brother, give me this, and we started working on him. This man lives today.
Wow.
This is best medic in zone sitting right next to me.
I wanted
I
to
put
ask
it
you
th-
guys,
Feel free.
do you also use artifacts to help people?
Upon occasion, yes. Specifically to save lives, like he's saying, from radiation poisoning here, yes. But the application of monitored materials is they have to be checked out, and when they're used or lost, it's a long process of paperwork, and there's. I'm sure you. These gentlemen were speaking to me yesterday about how their organization allows them to cut through a lot of that red tape that we have to deal with. And it is a lot, it seems. Even here, I can't escape the daily. I have to make something up for being outside of the FOB this long as well. It's
Bureaucracy
Did
opposite
you
of
come here
freedom.
by yourself?
yes, of course.
What the fuck?
Da,
You
I
got
met him at the
balls,
BTR
man.
checkpoint. I agree with you. I was very
He's
courageous,
got
you know.
balls.
I mean, I had your word, Marco. Why wouldn't I trust you?
I mean, you know, you're the
Terrorist.
one who said, I mean, yeah, consider the terrorist, you don't know me. But, you know, you're lucky, you know, my brother here can tell, you know, Marco Ivanov is a man of word, you know, great respect. If I say that I will do something, I will do it.
Duh.
I'm assuming since you mentioned that you were talking with me yesterday, you must be the Bullet character. I recognize your hood.
Duh.
Okay. I don't. So, I don't want to talk. I think I said this yesterday. I don't want to talk to the same people over and over. That doesn't do me any good. I don't. I don't help anyone if I do that. Now, like I said to you, Marco, getting to know you better before I can give you equipment items. That's something that can be reasonably done over a few days, even a week. But moreover, I'd like to not impose, but impress an air of professionalism, and cultivate that air of professionalism as much as we can between ourselves. I
Oh man.
yeah, it's a big ask.
Oh lord.
Yeah, I know. But it is.
You know what we do for fun?
You do I want to know?
Yeah, I'll show you.
Do I need to accompany? Oh, okay.
No,
Oh,
he's,
no,
going to
stay,
get-
stay.
Okay,
I
okay.
insist. I insist.
Da, you know, what Bullet said is not entirely true, but it's not entirely untrue, you know, about being best medic, you know. Marco Ivanov, he understands, you know, Most people they hear Marco Abnoff speak and they think, he is idiot.
You did let me treat a man with cocaine.
I mean, it was necessary.
I guess.
No, listen. In situations where supplies are thin, you use what is necessary. Marco
That's
Ivanov
true.
did not have had no epinephrine, and I needed something that would give that bit of adrenaline boost that epinephrine can give.
Sure.
You had cocaine,
Okay.
I had nothing, so we had to use what we had on hand.
That's true. That's true. Good call.
Yeah, that's not unlike a survivalist mentality. You make do with what you have.
Marco Ivanov once made a ceiling for a sucking chest wound out of nothing but plastic sheeting and duct tape.
Oh my goodness.
I need to grab something from the bars to finish my demonstration.
But I do what is necessary. Sometimes you have what you need, sometimes you don't. And that is, why I spoke to you about the little.
Slava Svoboda!
Oh my lord! Ow! Oh my!
Whoa!
Oh! What? Oh what? What was that?
Ow!
Oh!
Were you aiming
do
for
dumb
me, you
shit, man.
asshole?
You just do dumb shit.
Oh my god!
Huh? I hit you?
Okay,
Did it hurt?
okay. I can see. I can see again. I think I can hear maybe ringing in ears. Shit. I don't know what happened. What the fuck happened, Bullet?
God, my tinnitus.
It was the gypsies again, Brett.
Fucking gypsies.
Threw it over the wall.
Yeah, but instead of that first one being blinding, it's usually boom.
Oh, that doesn't
You
sound.
get the picture.
That doesn't sound
I-
like fun.
I didn't want to hurt you, though.
I appreciate that.
Maybe not. I mean, are you kidding me? Have you ever shot one of these things before, Brett?
No.
You're telling me this ain't fun?
Well, oh, I thought you meant at somebody like you did with me.
What else are
Have you
gonna
ever
use it
shot?
for?
Have you ever shot one?
No. 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 Now, let's not be hasty, gentlemen. I'm not. Let's.
Yeah. Bullet. Grab a smoke grenade. Load it with smoke grenade.
No.
Let him have chance to shoot it.
That won't be necessary.
Net, it is
Sure.
absolutely
We insist.
necessary.
Oh.
You come to.
I insist.
No, listen.
It's invigorating.
Listen,
Come
technician
on, man,
comes
you
to
gotta have
army
fun.
warehouses. He wants to speak about his way of life and our way of life. What is best way to learn way of life than to experience it for oneself?
Man, I mean, who's to say you're not gonna have to use this one day? At least you'll know. You'll be used to using it at least once.
Ugh.
I mean, listen. Think about it this way. Say maybe it's not us. Maybe it's the monolith. Maybe someone comes in raids your compound, and Ukrainian military has grenade launcher, and you're calling for backup of Ukrainian military to try to come and save you. And they say mark your location. Show us where you're at, and that is all that you have is that with a smoke grenade inside it. You're not going to know how to use it, but if you know now, then if that shit ever happens, you can go, I can grab that, I can shoot a grenade, and there is smoke, you follow the smoke.
I'm not gonna lie, I zoned out for the last 15 seconds.
Zone. He said zone. No.
We're gonna have to work on that.
Oh.
Sense of humor is, not as well as your speaking.
Well, he's not allowed to do drugs, so he probably doesn't find humor in the things we do.
Yeah, very true.
Well, now, don't be too hasty now. What else do you do?
I mean, I have this joint here if you want to have it.
No. I just meant, what else do you do for entertainment? Not what other drugs do you do?
Oh, well,
Uh,
we
I
explore.
Hey.
Drugs.
We like
Nah,
to
we
explore
explore.
places we shouldn't be in.
Oh, sure.
We like to, take vehicles and drive really fast along the roads and see if we can, not hit things while we're driving.
Speaking of
Oh yeah.
like that must be quite the task. Speaking of places you're not supposed to be, I wish I was at the FOB right now. I could give you gentlemen some access key cards. Simply cluttering up our storage there. We have a little box in one of our lockers that just has a ton of keys that are just getting unused, collecting dust really. So speaking of place, oh, so you understand? All right.
Nah. At times we call Bullet the Keymaster.
Keymaster, is it? Oh my goodness. Perhaps some kind of trade then. Something for something more south for something more north. Does that sound about fair?
Sure. I mean, you want what? Like key number 13?
I'm trying to. I'm sorry if I had a better.
Prom?
You have me on the PDA. We'll hash out details later. This is all business, gentlemen, and I honestly, after yesterday's business, I want to relax.
Business. I mean, you want to go there, you need to go there. I hate that I have to use a fucking key in the get-go.
Yeah,
Son of a bitches.
it's quite secure, whether we like it or not. No. Okay. Here's what I'll say. I'll say you're being extremely generous opening your home to me and especially letting me stay through the night. But in the morning I do need to return home. So let's make the most of the time that we have, yes?
You gonna go by yourself?
Unless someone captures me on the way there, yes, I'm gonna go by myself. That's how I got here, by myself.
Do you want us to capture you and bring you home?
No, that
I mean,
won't be required.
We could we could capture him and put him in the back of a vehicle and take him.
Yeah, could do that.
It must be impossible to get fuel here, gentlemen. No, please don't expend your valuable resources on just one.
What do you mean?
What are you talking about?
You think we pay for fuel? He thinks we pay for fuel.
I mean, I guess I didn't show him where I actually make it.
Make it?
Oh, well, he might make it, but I'd steal it.
Oh, well, I guess both are reasonable ways to obtain the fuel. I won't ask about your methods. Let me say that. I feel like that's an intrusion on your privacy.
It wouldn't matter to me. I'm proud of who I am.
Well, just that I don't. Okay, the less I know, the better. Yes, because anything that I know, I could repeat. You understand?
I mean, you could tell Ukrainian military they can suck my balls.
See, that's something I know now.
I think
Tell
they
him
know
Bullet said it too.
Bullet said it, and Marco as well. Perhaps Max, you'd like to also.
Yeah, we don't give. Yeah, we don't give a shit, man. You gotta learn that. We know who we are. We're not trying to hide anything.
Of course.
If you want to know something, just ask. I don't really give a fuck who you tell.
No.
Yeah, this is very true.
No. I feel like this has all been one-sided, especially since Bullet has arrived. Perhaps there's something you'd like to explain to me, or just ask me a few questions. I'm more than available.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not really a question, but yeah, it is a question. I'm fucking high. Why do you let UKM talk to you the way they do?
Well, there's give and take, yes. While we allow them in public to do what they do, there are not only are they much less likely to survive than one of the many fine gentlemen standing around me. I'm assuming there's no ladies standing around. I don't want to leave anybody out. The fine ladies and gentlemen standing around me.
What do you mean by more likely to survive?
I mean, I don't remember anyone under Sergeant's name, and even then, okay, I don't remember any enlisted member's name because they will likely die before I can even form two sentences together from what they said. So,
Probably from our bullets.
yeah, well, yeah, that you know,
They're stupid as fuck.
yes, both of those things. Well, in fact, one and then the other because of one. So it's just unnecessary for me to put much weight into what the military says because there's not much going on behind the lights, but in the house, the house is, the lights are on but nobody's home, you understand.
Oh, I understand this. My favorite way to put it is I have 2 broken light bulbs in the HQ that are brighter than him.
Now, their officer cast are of some good repute, and they're not always the smartest, but I do consider them colleagues, so there's at least something to be said for that. But it is primarily the enlisted who I just don't really. And they're obviously the more brutish. They don't understand our organization or anything that we do that furthers the help of humanity. We're just, nerds to them, and we're just annoyances. So, of course, to the enlisted, I am less than dirt.
Second question.
Mm.
How do you feel about the possibility of UKM and your precious government weaponizing things here in Zone?
I haven't seen. Okay, like I said, I've been here since February. I haven't seen anybody do so as of yet. My concern with doing this, with doing the work that I do, is. Oh, by the way, I gave Alex a small collection of. I'm getting distracted by gunfire. I apologize. It's not very often that we have gunfire in Yantar. As I was saying, I haven't seen any practical application of it put to warfare's use. However, on a near daily basis, we utilize the artifacts and anomalous samples of all kinds to both further our research and to provide better understanding of this place to everybody. Well, primarily, yes, to our government, but then that information is also disseminated as necessary. The reason why it has to go through the government is because if dangerous artifacts, dangerous anomalous samples of any sort, not just the artifacts, but the mutants as well, were given to the wrong people, and I know in some light that might be considered yourselves, trust me, in this metaphor, I'm not speaking about you, then it could be disastrous. And now, Bullet, you had expressed yesterday, I believe it was that if there was a larger, perhaps second zone, that it would be a good day. Do you still hold those feelings?
Absolutely.
So it's not. So from my perspective, it would be a terrible thing. I wouldn't want to submit my newborn child and my wife to this environment. However, to you, it would be a good thing. So yes, my government looks bad to you, but to me, they're protecting my wife and child, and I thank them for that.
Well, I suppose, but then what would make you want to participate in this study?
Well, simply no other place can compare. This is the cutting edge. This is the place to be if you were in my field of work, and nothing compares. Oh, like I was saying earlier, nothing compares to the experiences that are on offer here, and I'm sure you could agree with that.
I can. That's why I fight for the free access. Do you agree with UKM keeping people out?
Oh, this is another thing we had touched on earlier. That in an ideal situation, everybody would be allowed in and out, just under surveillance so they don't do anything illegal. Like, well, I was going to say growing drugs. But growing drugs to ship them outside of the zone, you understand. Who knows what kind of radiation might seep into the plantations here and make these kind of long-term changes to your body that we would see in controllers or Bureaus or any of the other humanoid mutants that we've seen in the zone.
You're basically at that point just dictating how someone should live their life. We inform our clientele about the possibilities of this place. They know what they're signing up for. Not like the blind leading the blind. We're veterans here too. Here for a long time. Our kind has been here for a long time. They carry on their mission every single day. The founding fathers.
This guy is trying really hard. I love it. Is did I answer your question at least? I don't want to avoid your question.
No, I mean, gave about as much of an answer as I would have predicted out of you.
I apologize.
It's the way you think. I can't change that. That's what makes us, who we are. Think one way, agree to disagree.
I might even disagree with that. I think it is, as I was explaining earlier as well. I'm sorry you weren't here, Bullet. I would have waited if I had known. It is strength in diversity, and that is something your organization has in spades. It would be silly of me not to have an open mind about things, everything. Now, I say everything, but what I mean is, obviously, cannibalism and other moral ambiguities like that are not something that I'm willing to consider.
Why are you pointing at me?
I'm sorry.
Eating people down.
No.
You're.
It's fucked up.
Learn something new about you, Bakes.
It was just a dramatic gesture, not particularly at someone, but just to sternly, you there, I wouldn't think about it, I wouldn't consider it, type, without being so forceful.
I don't know, man.
Yes?
Just because you think this way doesn't mean the rest of, your brats think that way.
Oh, not at all. Not at all.
Just because me and you are having conversation right now doesn't mean I won't fuck one of your other ones up.
I have some pretty big bruises. When I gained some pretty big bruises when I got back from our conversation. I informed our chief of the ecologists, or one of the two, of having spoke to you, and he did not take that well. In fact, if he finds out I'm speaking to you now, I'm probably gonna hear about it again. I might not come back to the zone. They might decide.
Kill him for you?
No. He's just doing his job. I'm sure you understand. It's hard to be that.
No, I don't.
Well, imagine, if you will, that Max. Did I call you Alex at some point in time? Please tell me no.
No.
Okay. Imagine, if you will, that Max here, just goes off one day and starts talking to the, like, having these same conversations, but with the dog members. That wouldn't look too good, right? That would not be something you would smile upon, right?
No.
Especially someone you trusted to live in your home and to protect your life. To be doing something like that, that's a betrayal of your trust.
Well, it's because dogs are dicks.
Certainly. And you must understand how phallic shaped you look to the to the Ukrainian government.
No.
It's not. It's a nice set, and no, I'm getting too deep into the metaphor again. I apologize.
No, I mean, I get it. He's saying, but I took it a different way. He's trying to say we're like dicks to them, but the only reason that we're like dicks to them is because we're always fucking them.
It's not bad.
I'm just a dick. I'm dicks to them because they run from me. They tell on me.
Oh, did
You tell Mayhew.
Yeah, I was about to
You
ask.
talk to Mayhew, I won't fucking kill him if he just has a conversation with me. If he runs from me, I'm gonna fucking kill him.
did the I believe is I think it was another Ivanov, believe it or not. Did the Ivanov, or perhaps it was an Ivanovich? I wish I had my PDA. Do you think I could look at my PDA
It's
briefly?
Ivanovich.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. Did he get a hold of you recently? He had there was some kind of conversation between the two, and he came back quite rattled, you could say. Um, he wouldn't speak
I mean,
anymore.
look, I do believe, I think, you know, you've been
Yeah,
more than fair enough. I can give
Ivanovich.
your shit back.
Oh, well, thank you.
Ivanovich has said that he wants to meet in person. to
Oh,
talk.
there you have
No
it.
problem with Ivanovich. I like that guy. He actually talks to me. He responds to me. He might fear me too.
That's the kind of you want to cultivate that, right? That's something that you're not against.
Not really.
No, with a name like
I mean,
Bullet.
if he's got to be scared to meet, if he's got to be scared to me to respect me, then that's his problem.
Hmm.
You can respect me without being scared of me.
True. True. I hope that I've shown everybody here that I can respect you without being scared of you. As scared as I am,
All it takes is a conversation.
indeed. Um, but I thank you, Max. But I hope that this bodes well for both of our parties. As I say my farewells to everyone here.
Well, run into trouble or something, let us know.
I appreciate that. The only trouble I've got now
You're
is
more useful to me alive than you're dead.
Nah, very
Yeah.
true.
for now at least.
What's your name?
I
I didn't catch your name.
I'm Technician Bademski. You gentlemen don't have any more.
Bademski.
I'm sorry, I go by a different name. With different groups. Do you gentlemen still have some sort of way to speak to the gentleman in the dumps?
Bertans?
Yes.
Nah.
Yeah.
Okay. Then you may know me better as the Debil Technician, but it's
Oh.
it's whatever. You can call me whatever you like.
I'm going to think on that one.
Yeah, please. Additionally, there is I was trying to fix their HVAC unit that is currently completely inoperable, but I need a replacement part. Do you gentlemen? I feel like I could patch one together, but it would take it would take basically some car parts to be torn apart and made useless. Do you gentlemen have anything extra that, or know of a place where I could get an extra radiator?
For a price.
Price. Perhaps I should speak to the Brathva then about a price, because it's not going to me; it's going directly to them.
Yeah, they pay too.
Of course, of course. All right. So you wouldn't have any problems with me walking with them up here, would you?
Oh,
Okay. Occasionally, I use them. I fund
I
their.
would welcome that actually.
Oh, excellent. Occasionally, they're.
Nah,
Oh,
they're good people.
oh, perfect. I'm glad to hear it. Occasionally, I use them to escort me in dangerous locations, and I want to make sure that if we do meet, that there is no altercation. So that's perfect. Now, do you feel the same way about the Scorpions?
Depends on Scorpion from day to day.
Mm.
One day they want to
Nah.
try to shoot us. Next day they want to do business. I'm not
Nah,
stupid,
it's
I
very
guess.
true. You know, yeah, like maybe a week or two ago, I had to actually put one of them down that killed one of my brats outside of Army warehouse.
Hmm.
Tried to get me to go with them.
Huh.
And they just shot at us.
Hmm.
Next day they're here.
So
doing
do
the
you
same shit.
really get escorted around by Scorpions and Bertans?
Perhaps I've tipped my hand a bit too much. I can neither deny or confirm. Let me say as well.
Well, the reason why I'm asking is, how the fuck are you still alive?
Nah,
I'm I'm
It's not even them I'm worried about. How's UKM not fucking killed you?
I don't. Well, obviously this conversation. Well, not this conversation, but okay. So last time we met, I told them that I was going home, and I came here instead. Obviously, I can't have the UKM knowing I'm working with the Westerners as hand in hand as we are. But today they just weren't around, so they weren't either. They were on an expedition already, or excuse me, a mission already, or they just. Oh wait, I'm assuming what the airfield? Did they not? Was nobody at the airfield recently? I'm assuming that's where they went.
Ooh,
Nobody? Okay.
who with that?
I have no idea.
No? Anyway, so I basically just haven't seen them for a few hours, so I just separated myself. It's the same that you could do practically anywhere. As long as you separate yourself from any watchful eyes, then it's much more reasonable that you can have a conversation. Now, these watchful eyes can come with connotations and all these negative thoughts about you if you let them see you. But what's important is having an open and honest dialogue with everyone around you. That's how you stay alive.
Sneaky pinata.
Yeah, sure. Sneaky. More like very, very fast. Very, very fast.
Who does use drugs?
Medicinal.
Huh. Well, you got balls. Man, do you got some balls.
Maybe. I don't know. I find it the opposite.
Yeah.
It's cowardly to come here and speak to you in such a way instead of guns and shooting, blah, 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 blah. Let's kill, fight. It's cowardly.
It takes a big man to come talk to us. People who
Especially
respond with
me.
their guns first, you know.
I've killed so
Yeah.
fucking many of you guys, man. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
I'm sure. I'm sure. I can't count the times that I've had to say goodbye to some people. It's just this most recent time that's the most. Of course, it's recent, so it's sticking a little bit harder than those other times. Right. Well, I feel no offense, but I feel I've outstayed my welcome here. I need not take up any more of your time. I'm sure you have many things to do today, and as the day is just starting, I don't want to impede any further.
I mean, shit, we travel at night. It doesn't fucking matter.
I couldn't imagine rain, nighttime. I prefer optimal conditions to work in, as you can probably imagine. Oh, I'm sorry. Would
You asked for this earlier.
oh okay. Let me shovel this in here. There we go. Thank you. Would
It's no problem.
would anyone like to accompany me just back out to the checkpoint where you found me?
Nah, I didn't plan on not doing it. Come with me.
Excellent. Thank you. I don't know what
See
kind.
you later.
Stay safe, Bullet. До свидания. Oh, this is brutal. I'm not sure what kind of mutant presence to expect here. As far north as you are, I'm imagining it's quite dangerous.
I mean, at times it can be.
Around here.
The waters you're going to see, headed back towards Rostock is going to be maybe some dogs, some zombified stalkers, that kind of shit.
Okay. Nothing too crazy.
Sometimes snorks hang around.
Snorks, okay. No, bloodsuckers are the things of nightmares I want to avoid. Though everything else I can at least see with my own eyes.
You should be able to avoid them. Head on a swivel and all that.
Of course. I wouldn't travel alone if I wasn't used to that. I'm trying to I don't know. Perhaps this is again tipping my hand a bit too much, but I'm trying to learn how to observe better. Find locations where I'm less than easy to see. do you have any places in, near, or around Rostock that I might be able to observe Dolg's movements in and out of the area?
I mean, you could always go to the wild territories. You can see them exit and enter that way. And then, there's always a little white building along the way as well.
I'd also consider changing your outfit
Oh.
for covert operations. You wear bridal.